Stay with me, child. The identity is next. The exposure is written and your freedom it's already begun. Then let's walk into the light together slowly but unafraid. Because now, my beloved, the veil is beginning to burn away. And as it does, the truth that was kept from you for years, maybe even lifetimes, is rising to the surface like fire through still water. You've been asking for clarity, for peace, for protection. But most of all, you've been asking heaven one quiet question you never said out loud. Who is it? Who is the one stealing from my spirit while smiling to my face? And tonight, God answers. But first, I need you to understand what was happening all along. You weren't cursed, my child. You were targeted, not because you're weak, but because you're powerful, because heaven placed something inside of you that couldn't be copied. And the one who turned against you felt that before even you knew it was there. That's why the attacks felt so personal, why the delays came so suddenly, why your glow started dimming even when you were doing everything right. Because someone didn't want the world to see who you really are. They didn't want you to realize that your kindness was a sword, that your love was an anointing, that your smile could shift energy in a room. So instead of cheering for you, they chose to compete with you, but not openly. No, they used silence, withheld support, shared your secrets, and then watched with quiet satisfaction as you struggled to breathe under the pressure they secretly placed on you. And yet, God still lifted you even with the arrows in your back. Even while they danced around your name like it was a game, you still rose. But now the rising will no longer be private. God says, enough secrets. Enough shadows. I'm tearing the curtain, child, and you're going to see exactly who I've been trying to warn you about. So, listen carefully. It's the one you keep excusing. The one whose presence always leaves you drained. The one whose compliments feel strangely cold. The one who disappears in your pain, but somehow always returns when they hear you're doing better. Yes, that one. Your spirit has whispered this to you before, hasn't it? But you pushed it down. You said, no, they love me. They wouldn't. You told yourself you were overthinking, but you weren't. You were discerning. You were being prepared. You were being shown their shadow, one slow frame at a time. And now comes the full reveal. This person, they mentioned your name in conversations meant to damage you. They passed private information to someone they shouldn't have. They laughed at things that hurt you deeply and more than once. They spoke curses over your future while pretending to bless it. And I, Archangel Michael, stood behind them, sword drawn, waiting for heaven's permission to strike. Tonight, that permission has been granted. You won't need to do anything. No revenge, no exposure, no long paragraphs or fights or explanations. Because heaven fights differently. God doesn't scream. He shifts. He removes, he reveals, and then he restores. You will watch this person suddenly fall away. Opportunities will stop flowing to them. Their influence will wither and you will not even need to speak because heaven will do the talking for you. But child, I must tell you something sacred. You must not try to carry them back with you. Not this time. Not again. If you try to hold on to what God is removing, you will delay your own deliverance. So when the moment comes, when their mask finally drops, don't be surprised. You already knew. Heaven just needed you to see it fully. And now that you have, your reward is coming. Doors that wouldn't open will begin to slide with ease. People who ignored your worth will suddenly seek your wisdom. Ideas that sat dormant will spark with divine energy again. And that tiredness that's haunted you like fog around your ankles, it will lift because what you were carrying wasn't yours. It was theirs. Their shame, their envy, their wounds projected onto your peace. And now that you've let it go, God is releasing the part of your life they've been holding hostage behind the scenes. You'll feel it, in the days ahead, in your body, in your bank account, in your dreams, in the sudden calm after years of noise. It's not just healing. It's liberation. And it's yours because you listened. You stayed. You chose truth over comfort. And heaven always rewards obedience. So, as I pull back my wings and prepare to return to the gates, I leave you with this final instruction. Do not look back. The person who tried to break you is now witnessing God build you in front of their eyes. That is your justice. That is your freedom. That is your new chapter. And the next miracle is already in motion. Stay tuned, my beloved. Then stay right here, my beloved, because heaven is not done speaking to your soul. There's still more unfolding, still more your spirit has been aching to hear, but never had the safety to receive. But now you do. Now with the veil torn and the darkness retreating, your truth is coming home to you finally, fully and without apology. What I'm about to share next will not just clarify your past. It will rewrite your future. The person whose name has been lingering in your energy for far too long. Yes, that one whose face just flashed in your mind. They were sent to delay you but not destroy you. And I say that with authority from the throne itself. You cannot be destroyed. Because before they ever whispered against your destiny, God had already written a promise that covered your life with divine insurance. They could plot. They could scheme. They could gather others to lie. But what they didn't realize is that you're not just protected. You're chosen. And chosen ones don't fall. They rise. Even when buried. You were buried, weren't you? Buried under false stories. Buried beneath betrayals. Buried beneath silence from people you would have died for. But heaven, oh heaven, is in the business of resurrection. And while they were planning your end, God was preparing your beginning. And now it begins. You're stepping into a realm where what was once stolen will be returned sevenfold. Where the time you thought was lost will be redeemed in double portions. Where the relationships that drained you will be replaced by ones that pour into you with holy precision. But you must walk with clarity now, because in the next 7 days you will encounter the presence, yes, the actual presence of the person who tried to break you. It might be a text. It might be an old photo. It might be a sudden memory that refuses to fade. Don't ignore it. Don't suppress it. That's the signal. That's the final unraveling. When it arrives, simply say this prayer under your breath. God, I release what was never mine to carry. I forgive not for them, but for my own freedom. And I accept what you are sending next. Because what God is sending next, child, is sacred. It's not a recycled blessing. It's not a leftover opportunity. It's tailor-made for your energy, your calling, your soul. You're about to feel it in strange ways. The air around you will get lighter. You'll start waking up earlier without alarms. Music will suddenly sound sweeter. And your skin, yes, even your skin will start glowing again. Why? Because peace isn't just a feeling. It's a frequency. And you are finally aligned with it again. For the first time in years, your spirit isn't fighting to be heard. It's being held by angels, by light, by the voice of God that's whispering through every word you're reading right now. You made it. Not everyone did. Others broke under the same attacks. Some folded. Some retaliated. But you surrendered, you trusted, you waited, and now the heavens are opening just for you. In the next few weeks, a divine pattern will begin forming. You won't be able to explain it. Calls will come from nowhere. Finances will flow in without warning. People will confess things you never expected to hear. And through it all, you will hear my voice gently reminding you. This is your reward for staying when it hurt, because you could have cursed them back. You could have fought with your flesh, but you chose to fight with faith. You chose to rise in silence. And now heaven is speaking for you louder than any rumor ever did. So beloved, listen to me closely now. Do not apologize for your glow when it returns. Do not shrink when doors begin to swing open. Do not try to explain your joy to people who never stayed for your pain. This elevation is for you, and it will not require performance, only presence, only truth, only the version of you that knows now who they are and will never again settle for less. This is sacred territory you are walking into. And the only thing you must leave behind is the person who never truly clapped for you. You know exactly who I mean. Let them go. Let their story dissolve into yesterday, because tomorrow has something far more beautiful written in it, and your name is all over it in heaven's ink. Say continue when your heart is ready, because the next part reveals who God is sending next and why your next season will feel like the home your soul never knew it was missing. Then breathe deep, my love, because what I'm about to say next has been sealed for lifetimes. And yet today, heaven has allowed it to reach your heart. You are not just recovering, you are reclaiming. There is a difference. Recovery is about survival. But reclamation, that is sacred, that is divine. You are reclaiming the parts of yourself that you handed out just to feel safe. The laughter you swallowed because someone said your joy was too much. The softness you hardened because someone didn't know how to hold it with care. The dreams you buried under layers of realism just to avoid being mocked for wanting too much. But now the angels are surrounding you again. And this time they're not watching from a distance. They are intervening because something ancient is happening in your spirit.